Right, it's July 10th, 2024. Bitcoin is at 58,600. And I just wanted to talk about why I decided to put everything I pretty much have into Bitcoin. I think over the next 10 to 15 years, Bitcoin is going to outpace everything. And I think it's going to be the best store of value or best investment, whatever you want to call it, in my opinion. I think over the next 10 years, it's gonna do what it's done the last 15 years. It's gonna outpace stocks, the stock market, index funds. It's gonna outpace real estate, and I think the past 15 years have shown that, and I think as it's being adopted, it's going to do that the next 10, 15, maybe even, further out. And I think it's first of all, it's simple supply and demand, right? There's 21 million, it's fixed, it can't be inflated, not like our fiat, not like the US dollar. So I think first of all, it's just simple supply and demand. There's 21 million, and the demand stays the same. It's going to go up, but I would argue that it's not staying the same. It's demand keeps increasing. We've seen that. It's amazing that you can, turn on the TV or go online and you can look at the Dow, you can look at the S&P 500, you can look at the NASDAQ, and then right next to it is Bitcoin. So I think we've come a long way. So it's getting adopted pretty fast. I don't know if anyone's ever seen, the S curve, which, shows the rate of adoption. It shows, from anything from microwaves to automobiles to the internet. It's being adopted fast, even faster than when the internet was adopted. So yeah, I think and I think with the ETFs being approved this year in January, and institutional money is about to flow in, I think the price that it's at right now doesn't reflect the true potential. I don't think this thing has gotten even close to taking off. And then you also have like the Trump administration, talking about it. They're pro-Bitcoin, which is, insane. I think it has a very, very bright future ahead of it, because we could have chose to, put our money anywhere, could have put it under our mattress where it's just losing to inflation, could have put it in a checking account where it's doing nothing, put it in a bank account where it's earning some interest, but you're still losing. You could have chose bonds, you could have chose, index funds where, and for a long time, that's what I did, just put it into a S&P 500 index fund, total stock market index fund. And if you're making 10% per year as a return, you think that you're getting a good return, but based on what the inflation is, you're barely holding even. So you're just holding your value. So I think it just got tired of everything getting more expensive. I think it should be headed in the other direction. Everything should be getting, cheaper. And I think we've kind of been trained that a 10% return is normal, and, inflation is normal. And yeah, I think if you look back at time, every currency has always come to an end just because of inflation, just because they keep printing and printing and printing more money until, you know, it's so devalued that you can't even use it anymore. So I was pretty much looking for some alternative investment. I think we have to think a little outside the box of the traditional form of investing, like real estate or the stock market. I know, like, you know, someone like Warren Buffett is, you know, against crypto, but I think, you know, back when he was younger, I think him getting into the stock market was a form of like an alternative investment. I think he found something that, you know, nobody else really knew of, and he took advantage of it. And that was, you know, his alternative investment. So, and I think if, you know, if he was, you know, I think if he was our age today, I really think he'd be into Bitcoin. But you know, obviously, when you're in your 90s and you're a billionaire, there's really no need to get into it at that point. But yeah, so that's pretty much why I chose to go into it. And the reason why I chose to go all into it is because I don't see a reason to diversify. You know, I agree with like Michael Saylor. I think it's just, you know, selling the winner to buy the loser. I think just, you know, putting our money elsewhere, whether it's in the stock market or savings account or, you know, whatever it is. I think it's, you know, I think it's just a reason, you know, to get a worse return. So we'll see how it does. I'll keep making videos, and talk to you later.